All right, for everybody else, welcome back from a long and nice Thanksgiving break. We've got Matt Whitty from up in the East Coast side next to Boston. Is it Boston? How do you say Boston? Boston? How do you say Boston?
We say Boston. It's easy because there's no R's in it.
Oh, all right, it makes sense. But north of that, and he's been in the business for a little bit, uses Ylopo, Follow Up Boss, Ruuster, a lot of the same tech that you continually see, and he's had great success with this. Matt, welcome, man. Thanks for doing this.
Thank you, Tristan. I'm excited to be here, and I always love talking about tech that really works well, and it's something that you want to hang on to. I think sometimes we turn over tech a little too often because it gets exciting in the beginning, and then we don't really use it. But this has been really amazing how easy everything integrates.
Yeah, dude, I think the integration has been key, but tell me some of the things that you're looking forward to testing out and things that you're excited to use for 2024.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff. I mean, we could start with Ylopo. Ylopo's doing a big launch either this week or next week, with the Raya Live and the AI phone calling, and that's amazing. And they've already been doing, a lot of the AI text messaging, which if you've checked a little bit more recently, we're getting way better engagement. I said that to my admin today. I said, the Raya texting is getting really good. It's just enough to get some responses. So we're excited the direction Ylopo's going in. I mean, we had a lead that converted that's been sitting in our database for 2 years, literally just sitting there. They finally called us, and I said, why did you call us? And they said, well, every Friday you've been sending a newsletter, just like that. And everything is integrating really well with MailChimp and I know we're going to get into Ruuster today as well. So there's a lot of exciting things on the horizon here.
All right. I'm going to show you on my screen here really quick. Give me a second. All right. I'm in Follow Up Boss, and we just got somebody named Rezu Faruqi yesterday, late in the day, from Ylopo. Since we're talking about Ylopo, I picked one for this. And you can see on the right is what you're talking about for the MLS search. They haven't had their account set up, even though we did talk, Mark texted them, right? But what we're looking at, and they also have a request for showing. We haven't gotten a hold of them. So the thing that we do before we send them this, because we can take a look at the MLS right here, before we send them any properties from here, by saying, hey, you want to use our app, right? We want to talk to them typically. Do you do the same process, or do you instantly, as soon as they come in, you have something automated that sends it out to them? How do you do it?
Yeah, so I spoke to Randy Carroll, who's one of the gurus over at Ruuster, and I asked him, what's the best way to get, consumers to want to download the app, and it really is relationship based. So he recommended, firing it out to 10,000 people is likely not going to be super successful. So we like to do it at buyer consultations, listing consultations. Anytime a client says, I'm trying to get my house ready, do you know any contractors? A past client maybe calling, or us calling them and checking in saying, I need a plumber. And so we literally direct them, here, take out your phone. I'm going to push you the app. If we happen to be on the desktop, like you just showed, you can push it right through there and say, if you're on the phone with them, say, hey, put the app on the phone right now. This is how you do it. And it's really, you want to walk them through it. And I think it really builds like a level of professionalism, like, wow, Tristan has his own app in the app store, and it's got all this cool information. And it's not just some random app. It's very well laid out. The IDX is quick, it's fast, they can take notes, and there's a lot of great things with it, but I really think it gets you that opportunity to go belly to belly with someone and say, hey, listen, man, put this on your phone. It's going to be super helpful. And for listings, it's been gold. Like they know everybody. We've got junk removal companies and everything in between.
How so on the listing side, dude?
Yeah. So on the listing side, so let's say we go to our listing appointment and we get the listing agreement signed. That's your opportunity to say, hey, listen, take out your phone. You know, do you have an iPhone? Great. You have an Android? Great. All right, here, let me push the app over to you. Let's put the app on your phone. You answer a couple questions, you know, just ask you when you're moving and stuff. And, you know, so you could bypass that. Just put anything. It doesn't matter at this point. And under the tab higher, we have 17 contractors there, junk removal, painting, general contractor.
I remember that. Okay, so let me go back to my screen. Here, I don't have a lot in there yet, but under trusted providers, right?
Yep.
So we've got mortgage, but I see what you're saying. Insurance, inspection, legal. So anything they need on here, it's going to pop up. Our mortgage guy is John Millette. So they can see all of his information. So you're saying you're using it. Let me stop sharing. You're saying you're using it so that it's a place for them to grab anything they need having to do with the home itself. Painter, insurance, plumber, electrician, lender, anything.
100%. You know, and if you really think about it, that is one of the biggest things we handle as realtors is, you know, I don't have anyone for junk removal. I don't know. I Googled, I can't get anyone. They won't pick up my phone call. It's daunting for them.
That's very true. And these are people that you trust. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. So you've got Ruuster. It's set up. It's an app. It's branded to you. That does add value. You've got Raya set up. And now you're going to have Raya start probably calling as well, right? I'm assuming.
Correct. Yep.
What else are you excited about to test out or just put into play that you're seeing it come to fruition?
Yeah. So we added the Revaluate system. That's something else that I'm going to plug. And what Revaluate does is it takes your entire database and it uses AI technology. They've been in business for about 9 years. So this is not a fad for them. Okay. And what they do is they score, based on events, how likely someone is to transact. So for example, Michael, who works over there, took my entire database and he sent over $20 million in volume that we missed that closed in the last 12 months.
Damn. Okay. Hold on. How? Oh, I remember us talking about Revaluate now. Okay. So,
yeah.
So how did he show you that? What are these people that transacted or about to transact?
They transacted in the MLS and I could look it up. I could see the listing agent. And, it was something that I can't believe it. I missed that, or I didn't see that at all. There were no indications, or I actually went on that listing appointment and I didn't get it, because that's a reality, it's not a Disney movie. And so the Revaluate scores are helping the team focus on who we should really be marketing heavily to. So 80 to 100, like a report card, is likely to transact in 3 to 6 months.
Can you connect me to them? By the way, I did connect to the SEO guy. I'm out to talk.
Cool. Yeah, of course.
Guys in like about a year, so I'd like to reconnect with them. So how are you going to use it? My assumption is you'll pop open your CRM with your team and you're going to go to, instead of just going to last visited, right? There's an reevaluate score and you're just going to go to the highest ones and then contact those.
Exactly. We have a smart list for Revaluate scores of 80 to 100.
Okay. Got it. So 80 to 100, and those are the ones you're going to contact first. Matt, does that change because you also do heavy online leads besides getting referrals, but does that change the order in how you reach out to your online leads? Are you going to Revaluate scores first, or where the
online? Yeah, for online, we always want to go to active.
Okay.
Go into active clients. These are people that have either viewed homes or actively writing offers, or they're on the cusp of listing. So we want to get into those people first, regardless of their Revaluate scores.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Okay. So we don't want to lose them by chasing online leads. And then secondly, we're going in to the Reevaluate scores based on 80 to 100. Get through those. We don't see much. Go to 60 to 80, because I did say to my team, I have 2 or 3 clients that are in the 60s that I know are transacting. They are transacting for sure. So it's not foolproof, of course, but it's nice to know, like, if you have, let's say, 40 people between a score of 80 and 100, you can really market towards them. You can retarget. You can send AM cards. My admin's been kind enough to write some nice handwritten cards to 8 to 10 sellers in the last week or so. Put some QR codes on them, see if they scan them. So there's some big card companies out there, without naming names, that they cost a lot of money. And it's not hard to do a handwritten card and put your own QR code on it if you know a certain score is indicating they might transact in 3 to 6 months.
How do you treat them differently when you don't reach them? So you go through, you're reaching out to the Reevaluate ones, you're calling them, texting them, emailing them. What's the messaging?
Yeah. So I'll say this too. A lot of times I will try to interact the way they want to interact. So if they're texting, I might just stick to the text message. You start calling, they may not want to call. So I would say that's important. Make sure that once you make some sort of contact, that, you stick to that, because frankly, some people are working and they can't pick up the phone, but they can text you. So I think that's definitely important. And I also think it's important to know we've only been doing this a few weeks. So we are setting up, Mrs. Pesci behind me, my admin, we're setting up a protocol. And today she says, what's the protocol? I go, I don't know. We're working on it. Right. So we sent letter 1 out. We know in 6 weeks from now, in January, we want to get through December. 6 weeks from now, we're sending out letter number 2. And so handwritten letter 2 is going to go out. We're working on handwritten letter number 2 right now. They're all on HomeBot as well. Okay. So we're going to see if that gets them to engage. They're on property alerts, like home searches, so we're trying to hit them everywhere.
This is for your database, right?
This is all in Follow-Up Boss. Yeah.
Okay. All on Follow-Up Boss. I like this, man. This is really good. Okay. So you've got Raya live, right? You've got Ruuster that you're using to kind of bring all of your best vendors in there, lock in listings. Also, I'm assuming sharing it with people that are buying right now, right? So
correct.
Reevaluate that allows you to call up people that are going to transact based on the algorithm that Reevaluate has created, right? That's cool.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Because
one thing to add to,
you're adding a lot.
Well, this is pretty good. I guess there's 2 things. So Reevaluate also backfill addresses for a fee. I think it's like 20 cents per. So we were able to backfill approximately 3,000 people with addresses that they were able to pull. So they can backfill addresses, emails, cell phones.
It's like
they can clean up a lot of the database. What's that?
$600 to add to, so when you're saying they add the address, do they add anything else or just the address?
Yeah, they'll try to backfill anything they can. So it's 20 cents per lead. So let's say Tristan's a lead. They're able to backfill a cell phone number and an address. That's 20 cents. Okay, the next one. Backfill maybe a cell phone email. They already had an address.
Nice. So they enhance the quality of our leads so that we're able to reach out to them better.
100%. And then we're working on getting all those people on HomeBot.
That's really good, man. What are you drinking?
I went with the Black Grande, which doesn't make much sense because that means large, I think. But it's the Black Grande iced coffee.
How do you like coffee towards the end of the day? Because you're East Coast.
Yeah. See, I don't normally drink coffee in the afternoon, but my insurance rep offered to take me for a coffee.
That's funny.
So I accepted.
Okay.
How about
I like
you?
that. Dude, I drink coffee all day. Like, I love that stuff. But for some reason, I feel like at this point, it doesn't even affect me anymore. I just do it out of habit. Like,
I will sleep no matter what tonight. And I'm sure you will too.
yeah, this is so weird. All right. 3 things so far. What else have you added that has worked? I know you and I have talked about Facebook groups. You didn't add that, but have you tweaked it? Have you added different things to your Facebook group?
We have the past clients Facebook group, which you and I believe we did a webinar on it at one point. How to build that, what to say, what to not say, so on and so forth. But now, haven't spoken to Blair Ballin, who I know is in your circle. Blair and I ended up doing a podcast about Arizona real estate and stuff, and it was fun. I got to know him a little bit. So he is actually trying to help us out a little bit to build a Facebook group. So we started a Facebook group, local, and I think what is it? Wicked Smart Boston, was it? It's like Wicked Smart, SMAHT, Wicked Smart North of Boston. I think that's what it is.
I'm going to look it up.
You could tell it. Yeah, you could tell it's new since my admin and I are talking about what it's called.
So, and who is that for specifically?
Yeah, so it's really for everybody. So we're throwing out all sorts of different things, like things to do in the local area, restaurants to check out, maybe a local contractor list. We're trying not to flood it with real estate right now, trying to get them a little of everything. And we're working on building the group.
Wicked Smart North Boston Living. Is that the one?
Wicked Smart North Boston Living. Yes, you got it. Please join the group.
I'm joining it right now. I see it. I'll just show everybody what you're doing because I think, really important that people see this. I like this, man.
Good. Yeah. So my admin designed this whole thing here, and so she posts to this pretty regularly. Blair Ballin, for those that don't know him, has about 23,000 people in his Phoenix, Arizona Facebook group. So we're going to meet, and he's going to give me some tips on how to build that, build this up, move it in a positive direction. So we talked about stuff, Tristan, that, potentially cost some money, and these are the things that don't cost any money, just a little bit of time.
Yeah, dude, I think you're hitting on the right thing. In fact, if you want to, let me stop sharing. If you want to go in a little bit deeper on that, I think you start, once you get going and you create a nice brand around it, you start doing some remarketing ads to everyone that lives around the neighborhood, and they'll start joining a lot. In fact, that's exactly what I told Blair to do. He said, how do people get set? I'm like, dude, they retarget the specific audience and they say join the group. So
nice.
Definitely do that, man. I like that. So you've got,
I will.
That's 4 things in the group. How have you seen the group help you now that we're in December practically? How have you seen the group you have for past clients, that specific one? Mm-hmm. I've seen that help you through the year.
Yeah, I mean, it's helped tremendously. I mean, it's kind of like our bread and butter is our past clients. I'll give you an example. We met, I think, with the group last Tuesday, and you ran a great Zoom training. And one of the things you had kind of hammered home was, not doing some generic reach out that blasts, 500 voicemail drops to people, and the idea of personalizing your messages. So what I did on Wednesday is I sent out 135 text messages to past clients through Follow Up Boss, but it said, hey, Tristan, hope you have an awesome Thanksgiving in Malibu. Enjoy your time with your family. So Tristan knows, like, I'm obviously Tristan. I live in Malibu. There's not like 500 of those people, So I sent that 135 times, and I shared this with my team today on our team huddle. I get a response from DJ. DJ says, past client, DJ says, hey man, I was going to reach out to you next week. When can we talk on the phone? I haven't seen DJ in 5 or 6 years since he bought his little starter home. DJ is now married. DJ has 2 children. DJ and I are speaking tomorrow at 9 a.m. So again, it's free, right? Didn't take that long. I enjoyed doing it. I got a lot of responses back that were positive. Not real estate, just like, hey, it's good to hear from you. You know, I hope your family's well. And that's just a simple thing that you had talked about on Tuesday, that it's just like, all right, put in the agenda and get it done. And, you know, I remember I did like 30 in a row. And then I'm like, you know,
Dude,
I need a break.
So it's a lot.
Take a break. It takes a lot. But I enjoyed it. And it's, you know, again, we talk about don't chase all these cold leads and forget about the ones that are right in front of you.
Yeah, 135, man. How long did that take you? Because we still have, for those listening in, we still have time to do this exact same thing with the holidays not being over. You've got, for those that celebrate whatever holiday in December, and then New Year's too. So you've got an opportunity. How long did it take you for 135?
I have adult ADHD, so it probably took longer than it should have. So that's why, you know, I took a little break. Honestly, probably like, I don't know, half hour for each, I'd say 30, 40 people, you know, not too long. You know,
So you split it up.
yeah, 'cause-
Yeah,
it wasn't too bad. I mean, if I'm on the iMac, I'm on Follow Up Boss, you copy and paste the general message, change it, put Tristan's name in, put the city or town, or put a little note like, you know, hey man, it was great seeing you last week a few weeks ago at, you know, whatever, the 99 restaurant, if you happen to have seen somebody. So again, they know it was to them.
I like that, man. Good job on that, because that's
Thank you.
135 to close, but you also set up a good feeling for those that responded back to you, so it continues to grow. I like that.
Yeah,
all right,
sure.
Next year, this was a different year for a lot of real estate agents, right? But next year, you're already starting to see rates go down. They're stabilizing somewhere in the low 7s, in some cases high 6s, right? If you're buying a point.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you looking forward to in 2024, dude? Anything that you're doing completely different?
Yeah, I mean, we had a good initiative for short form video on Instagram and Facebook and Reels. YouTube Shorts. Yeah. So we did a pretty good job with those 3 avenues this year. I'm starting back in March, you know, and we've stuck with it every month. Got the videographer out here, and we've been just cranking them out. And so what I want to do starting in January is a longer form, and try to build up the long form YouTube videos like 8-10 minutes, and then kind of work backwards and have the shorts, same thing, and hit everything. So I still think video is super important. I think, building the SEO, which you and I have talked about, the SEO is huge. That was the second leading source of leads for me besides past clients and referrals, was SEO.
Who was that guy?
Right?
Who was that guy that you connected me to? I'm texting with him. I just forgot.
Yeah. It's Bulletproof Real Estate is the name of the company.
That's
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it's Nathan. Yeah, I think it's Nathan, right? Yeah. Nathan, yeah. So we talk about this all the time. You say you Google realtors in Andover, I show up every single time organically on the first page. And that's from doing everything. Like, they have their system, but they're like, Tristan, you need to blog, and you need to put all your social links at the bottom of the blog. You need to do YouTube videos. You need to use SEO tools to build up the description. So if you look at my YouTube channel prior, I had no descriptions on the videos, none. And then they said, you need to fix that. So I started it. Admin I hired in August that's in office. She picked it up, does an awesome job with all the tags, all the descriptions, all the social links are in each one of the YouTube. So you're building this massive web that, believe it or not, there's agents in this area that sell 5 times what I do, and they're not showing up on page 1.
Well, dude, I love that hack, man. All right. So
right.
going deeper with social, and it sounds like also going deeper at the same time with SEO.
SEO, and then as you could probably tell with the systems we talked about, is really harnessing the database we already have. And we want to keep adding to it, but we don't want to be reckless in terms of buying expensive leads. As the team and I talked about, we're not going to buy ourselves out of this problem. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to say, oh, it's the secret lead source. You know?
It's a good one, dude. I'm not going to buy myself out of this problem. I'm going to write that down.
I thought I got it from you.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just going to say I got it from you. We'll go in a circle.
Yeah, okay. All right, deal.
All right, for those of you listening in, Matt, thank you so much. What areas do you cover so that if anybody's interested, they can send you?
Yeah, of course. North of Boston, pretty simple. North of BostonProperties.com. So we handle pretty much anything north. There is a limit to how far west we'll go, but we try not to discriminate in terms of geographical area. Yeah. But Tristan, I got to wonder, like, some people watching this, right? And I know we've talked about this, and Randy, Carol, and I talked about this, is the cost of all these things, because it might be easy for someone to say, man, I'm a single agent and you're not. This is not apples to apples. Like, I don't have that budget. I'm paying for Follow-Up Boss. It's expensive for a single agent. And I get all that. I was a single agent. Tristan, you were a single agent, I'm sure, at one point. So we understand that. And then I had met with Ruuster, Randy Carroll, Ruuster, and Randy said, the great thing about Ruuster, Matt, is you don't even need to pay for it. And I said, I can't wait to hear this. This great system this great system I don't need to pay for that Randy's just going to give me. And the whole idea is we all have to leverage our sponsors. And if you say, well, I don't have any sponsors, well, that's part of the problem. You need somebody like Randy Carroll to say to you, like, Matt, you need to call your electrician, your plumber, your landscaper, the people you've worked with for 14 years. You never asked them for any money. And now you're going to put them on an app and you're going to highlight their skills and their talents. And you're going to brag about how great they are, because most of these guys have been to my house and done work. So if they're good enough to come to my house, I figure they're good enough to recommend to Tristan or any other buyer or seller in the market. So what I did before I signed up for Ruuster, it was a Friday. I remember this. I called 4 or 5 contractors that I've done a lot of work with. And I said, hey, man, what do you think about me putting you, highlighting you on a personalized app that I can help push out to 12,000 of my clients and try to really ramp up your business? And all I'm asking you for is X number of dollars each month, no contract. If I can't get you business, you cancel, no questions asked. What do you think? They said, sign me up. Sign me up. Because you got to remember, I've already been recommending them for over a decade. They've absolutely given me nothing. So we're highlighting their business.
And how much are you charging?
Too little, in my opinion, which I found out. And it's hard. Like, I'm charging $100 a contractor. Okay, so you got to imagine I have $100 a month.
How much is Ruuster charging?
Oh, I think it's based on the package. I think it's based on how many people are on your team. So I think it was like around 560.
500. Okay,
so 500 for 9 of us. Yeah,
you get 6. You get 6 contractors, and you're covered. How many do you have right now?
15.
So you're making money at this point. Oh shit!
Right. So that's why I was like, I wanted to make sure people heard this. So the way I look at it is, I'm no longer paying for Ruuster. I'm no longer paying for Follow-Up Boss. And if I get, a few more contractors, which we're calling tomorrow because we've got to ramp this up a bit. We get a few more contractors. We're not paying for Revalue. So you're getting these great systems, and I should tell you too, like, you can really incentivize this for your contractors. We have social media posts going out for the contractors, so we go to Canvas to make these great posts, put them out, tag them in it. And that wasn't even part of the deal. It's just to show them, like, here, we're here to support you. And,
dude, send me those graphics. I'd love to see those.
Yeah, we can do that. It's I mean, we had one guy that got no business the first 3 months we had Ruuster. So I talked to the team. I said, listen, the landscaper's got nothing. Let's get him to one of our houses. So someone on the team hired him to come do the fall cleanup, which is all the leaves, all the leaves of fall. So if we can't get them business, we're trying to bring them into our homes as well, to keep them happy, make them feel valued, so on and so forth. Yeah. So that was a win. And Randy described that really well. And so I didn't sign up when I first met him, made the phone calls the next day, was pleasantly surprised how quick contractors jumped on it. And I called Randy back. I said, Randy, I got 5 people to sign up. He goes, you kidding me? I go, no, I'm kidding you. He goes, I'll take it.
Let's talk in January and do another one of these. I like to see how you're doing with that.
All right, cool.
All right, buddy. Have fun drinking the coffee. Have a good evening.
I'd split it with you if I could. So you know that.
I know, man. I know. Thanks, brother. Have a good evening, Matt.
Good.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody.
You bet. See ya.
Bye-bye.